This is Hino's Sport, bringing you that heat and that far. We keeping the foot on the what? On the next. We keeping the foot on the what? On the next. And like the Tibetan Mastiff that I am, I'm applying what? Unlimited pressure. Because pressure does what? It bursts its pipes. It's the late edition, y'all. Of course, in Alaska, late is daylight. This is the time of the year where it just don't get dark until it get fucking dark. Let me say it again. It just don't get dark until it gets dark. So hear me. Fucking well. Let's get on to it, man. Gervonta Tank Davis and Mario Barrios, I think that's his name. Give a flying fuck. I don't give a fuck. I'm a true alpha extraordinaire. I don't give a fuck. So I don't care who these fucking Hispanic fighters, that these black fighters are fighting. All I know is they getting done the fuck up, dog. Gervonta Tank Davis is going to beat the shit out of this motherfucker. Tank is doing what Hino's Sport told you guys that he was doing. And a prediction, King strikes. Right? And a prediction, King strikes again. It's just another chalupa eating, tostada fucking eating, you know what I'm saying, burrito fucking eating Mexican that he's gonna fuck up, dog. I mean, it is what it is. But at 140, man, you gotta give Gervonta Tank Davis credit. This is why it pays off to be with Mayweather Promotions, dog. This is why it pays off to be with PBC. This is why when Hino's Sport told you Beta Shop Instigations, dog. This dude, and I laugh when people say, yo, Hino's Sport, you're just another version of Beta Shop Instigations. No, I'm fucking not. This guy wishes he was on my level. Wishes he thought the way that I thought. Wishes that he was so sure of himself and wasn't fucking straddling the fucking fence. Because that's what betas do. They straddle the fucking fence. Are you a PBC fanboy or are you not a PBC fanboy? I don't know, man. I'm no fanboy of no fucking body. But I'm going to support real because real recognizes real. I'm going to galvanize behind real because real galvanizes behind real. I'm going to sit here and give credit to real because real gives credit to real. Because in its most cold-hearted, in its most unadulterated, in its most cutthroat true teller fashion, it's as simple as this, y'all. Gervonta Tank Davis is box office, man. Now this will be 3 weight classes that this dude is certified in. Who does this remind you of, man? Floyd Money Mayweather. This is why I told you guys, Devin Haney had to bend the proverbial fucking knee and kiss the fucking ring, the motherfucking ring to Floyd Mayweather. But he didn't do that, dog. And like they do with the Pope, kiss the motherfucking ring. He didn't want to do that, man. So guess what? Now Devin Haney has to do what every other fighter wants to do. Him and his dad ain't no fucking boss. Because to be a boss, you got to make moves to where you don't need traditional means to make moves. Woo! What I said was so deep and profound. Woo! Let me let that marinate in the corpus callosum and in the cerebellum. So hear me. Fucking true alpha extraordinaire, governed by true alpha economics. Wow. Listen, y'all. You can't sit here and do traditional means of making money and think that you're pushing weight. When Rick Ross say, push it to the limit, Port of Miami. Don't even get me started with that shit, though. He's talking about an idealism, man. He's talking about basically being a boss, basically being a mafioso. This is not what Devin Haney is, man. He's a capping Devin little ass Haney, dog. He's capping right now for the Vasily Lomachenko fight. And although that fight would be a good look for him, my thing is as simple as this. Get the fucking job done, man. But I'm going to tell you right now, as the competition steps up for Devin Haney, if you don't have Mayweather in your corner so that you can look crispier than a fucking 3-piece, you won't have fucking issues. But we ain't going to talk about Devin Haney because I could go a litany on and on and on about that motherfucker. We're going to talk about Gervonta Tank Davis, dog. This guy now will be certified in 3 weight classes. This is why he's box office. This is why hood niggas, dog, they respect Gervonta Tank Davis. Because they know Gervonta Tank Davis can literally take your ass. We saw him do this to Ivan Redkach, a full-fledged welterweight. Let me say it again. We saw him do this to Ivan Redkach in sparring, a full-fledged welterweight. So what are you, Rudy Poo and Plum Plum Brains? You classic Dolce troglodytes. You ultra fanboys with the ultra fanboy rhetoric don't get. You thought Gervonta Tank Davis didn't have the ability to move up? Yes, the motherfucker can move up, man. This is what Gervonta Tank Davis is doing that a super duper hype job variation in Teofimo Lopez can't fucking do. This is what Gervonta Tank Davis is doing that a little capping ass Devin Haney can't fucking do. This is what Gervonta Tank Davis is doing that a fucking Ryan Garcia can't do. You know what that is? That's be fucking box office, dog. That's basically be a guy who is operated, unctioned, and moved by a guy that's box office and Floyd Money Mayweather. And Leonard Ellaby, y'all can say what y'all want about Leonard Ellaby. This dude knows how to take care of his fighters, man. He got some fucked up fighters in his stable, and he's made them look better than what they were. This is why when I hear a motherfucking Ishe Smith, a guy who is a ravening wolf, dog, intermingling and masking himself in sheep's fucking clothing. A guy who's a fucking two-face. A guy that sits here and run his rabbit ass mouth and act as if he ain't fucking black. Acting like he got some kind of Mexican physiology, some kind of Hispanic DNA. When you listen to this motherfucker talk, this motherfucker is a pure hater of his own kind. And Floyd Money Mayweather, to be around a true alpha extraordinaire governed by true alpha economics. This is why I told you guys, man, being an alpha has to be an alpha lineage. You motherfuckers could be around an alpha, and that don't mean that they're going to protrude. That doesn't mean that they're going to showcase. It doesn't fucking mean that they are going to be alpha. Because, like Jay-Z said, 99% of these motherfuckers on the planet are in delusion. But 1%, like a Enos of Sport, that's bringing you that what? That heat and that fart. And keeping the foot on the what? The necks. And keeping the foot on the what? The necks. And like the Tibetan master that he is, he's applying what? Unlimited pressure. Because pressure does what? It bursts his pipes. A motherfucker like this that has all kinds of women checking him out, dog. Married, single. I mean, they just see the aura, dog. They go, woo-hoo-hoo. Because they see the alpha lifeline, man. Women, don't get that shit twisted, whether they with somebody or not. When they smell an alpha in the room, they can't help but to do this. It's like fucking pheromones, dog. They know what that scent is. And fucking Ishe Smith was around that with Floyd Money Mayweather to be the betrayer that he is, man. Badu Jack, a guy who really overreached. He's not as good as people say that he is. But Leonard Ellaby, it showcases his promotional skills. It showcases Floyd Money Mayweather's aura of being who he is. Floyd Money Mayweather. It shows you the prowess of Mayweather Promotions. But it also shows you that Gervonta Tank Davis himself is box office, man. This is what separates Tank from these other fucking lightweights. Tank can be able to make money on so many different variations, so many different facets, so many different outs, and so many different separations, dog. Enos of Sport helped the Mayweather Promotions out, dog, through these fucking videos. And the reason why I could say that, and I could say it in an alpha lineage fashion, is because I helped Gervonta Tank Davis I talked his ass off that fucking ledge with Ryan Garcia. Because I saw what Ryan Garcia was pulling, and it was bullshit and fuck shit of clout chasing, man. I'm sure Floyd saw it. I'm sure Al Heyman saw it. But Enos of Sport just saw it just a little fucking quicker than them. So Enos of Sport had to put that shit out there. It's not to say that they weren't going to figure the shit out, because they always figure the shit out. It's not to say that they weren't going to be able to put 2 and 2 together. But Enos of Sport just helped them put 2 and 2 together a little quicker than what they would normally put 2 and 2 together in that situation. Because they always put 2 and 2 together very fucking fast. But in that situation, I understand why they kind of let it marinate. It's not that they didn't see it. They just let it marinate because they wanted to see if Ryan Garcia was going to have the cojones to actually step into the ring with Gervonta Tank Davis. But Enos of Sport knew that shit wasn't going to fucking happen. Because Ryan Garcia was going to get done the fuck up. Ryan Garcia was going to end his fucking boxing career. Ryan Garcia was going to be on suicide watch, man, at the end of that fucking fight. That's the cold-hearted. That's the underdog rated. That's the cutthroat fashion. Gervonta Tank Davis is doing what these lightweights wish that they would do. See, this is the separation between Tank Davis and these other fucking lightweights. Now you see black community fan bases. Now they want to talk so good about Gervonta Tank Davis. This is what I was trying to tell you about the LDBC, man. They're fucking hypocrites. They're fucking ravening wolves, intermingling and masking themselves in sheep's clothing. And each and every time that Enos of Sport reveals them for who the fuck that they are, look what ends up happening. They keep revealing who the fuck that they are. So what's not cold-hearted about that? What's not unadulterated about that? And what's not the cutthroat true telefashion that's associated with that? When we see Gervonta Tank Davis, we see a real G. We see a super real G. And we see an ultimate real G out here in these fucking boxing streets. Because he's doing what these lightweights wish they could ever do. That's the cool part of it. That's the unadulterated. That's the cutthroat true telefashion. I keep the foot on the next. This is Hino's Sport. Checking out. P.S. We don't let yawn stop us from saying we're going to keep the foot on the fucking necks. We keeps the tiger's foot on these Rudy Poo, these plum brains, and these classic Doten troglodytes. Ultra fanboys with the ultra fanboy rhetorics next. Gervonta Tank Davis, you make me so fucking proud, dog. From one alpha to the next, dog. Even though I'm older than your ass, I'm fucking happy, man, because I see what you're doing. I see the moves that you're making, and I see how it's going to transcend you for your boxing career, man. This is Hino's Sport. Check it out.